Shut up and sit down.
$72. Little display rack and your big spare basket right there. $5 and go. $5 and get $5. Everybody get $5. $2 and go. $2. Everybody get $2. $2 and go. Get $1 bill. $2. $2 and 3. 3 and 4. Gonna be 4 and 5. 5 man 5. Gonna be 5. 4 and 5. $4. Everybody get $5. Everybody get $5. Everybody get $4. Everybody get $5. Everybody get $4. Everybody get $5. Everybody get $4. 4 and 5.
So we're at an auction today looking at books, but it looks like a lot of them have been out in the rain last night, maybe water damaged. So we'll have to see what profits look like here. We're scanning a couple, just taking a look at stuff. But this is, you know, part of that reselling life. Got here.
Well, we got mostly a bunch of silver plate, but we picked it up because these are 2 weighted sterling silver candle holders. So we'll probably get about 4 or 5 ounces worth of silver when we're done. So right now, current value, somewhere between 100 and 130 bucks. So we paid 40 for the box. We might be able to sell some of this as decorative stuff around the house, but mainly just scrapping these out.
Nice.
So what I want to talk about are the items that I think that you should have anytime you go to an auction, as far as any kind of live auctions. This is your essentials kit. So I just keep everything in a little shoulder bag. Just sling that over my shoulder. It keeps everything that we're about to talk about nice and neat. So just to kind of go over it, what I think you should have with you, obviously, start with your cash. You're going to need to have a pretty good amount with you to avoid buyer's premiums, because often if you go to an auction and you pay with a credit or debit card, they're going to hit you with an additional fee for processing. That's pretty commonplace in the auction world, so there's no reason to spend an extra 3, 4, 5%, up to 10% buyer premium just to be able to carry around and use your debit card. Just bring cash and be good to go. Also, make sure you have a valid photo ID because they are going to need that for your bidder registration as well. Make sure you sign up for any kind of mailing lists or anything with the auctioneers, because you're going to want to stay in the know. If buying things from auctions to sell is something you're interested in, you're going to want to know about those auctions as soon as possible. The next thing that I suggest is a flashlight. That's something that not many people end up having on site, but when I get mine out, everybody pays attention. It helps you see into some of some of the boxes that are full of stuff you can't quite see to the bottom. You wonder if there's something down there you need to know about when you bid. So I got this one. I believe the brand is RAK, R-A-K. I got this off of Amazon. I think it was like 15 bucks, but I'll explain why I paid 15 bucks for a flashlight later on, because it's got some other features. But it's a nice bright little pen light, and it has a nice clip so I can put it in a pocket or just stash it in the bag that I showed you earlier. The next thing I would suggest that you have is a tape measure. Now, you're going to want to have this because if you buy any bigger items, you're going to need to know if they're going to fit in your vehicle. I've seen so many people make this mistake and buy things that they can't haul home then with the vehicle they have. So use common sense, but if you get into a close call and you're not quite sure, just get out the tape measure and find out for certain. Save yourself the embarrassment of being that guy trying to jam, a dresser into a little hatchback or something like that. Next, just make sure that you have pen and paper. I keep a little notebook and a pen Now, granted, they're usually going to have some pens on site as well, but I just like to be prepared just in case. Plus, you know, with everything going on right now, I'd rather not, you know, take their public pens that I don't know who's handled before and things like that. It's not that big a deal, but it's not that hard to put a pen in your bag either. So I keep a pen and a pad. What I do is I'll write down the things that I'm interested in after I've had a chance to scout the auction when I do the preview. So I'll write down the things that I'm going to be looking to bid on, and I may take some notes. You know, if I talk to the auctioneer and they tell me what sections they're going to start selling and which direction they're going to go, things like that, I might make myself a little note just so I don't lose track and end up missing one of the items that I had targeted. So, real simple thing, pen and paper. Now, the next couple of items kind of get more into my forte at auctions, which, other than the book scouting, typically my other forte is gold and silver. I'm a silver stacker personally, and I flip, you know, jewelry often, usually for scrap. I really don't do much with wearable pieces, but the point is you need to know if you're going to get a good price or not. You want to make sure you're buying actual precious metals. So the first thing you're going to want is a rare earth magnet, a neodymium magnet. Now, that's part of the reason why we got the $15 flashlight on Amazon, because not only does it have the pen light, and it also has a rare earth magnet pickup tool on the other end. So that actually makes it 2 tools in one, and this actually extends out several feet. So you can actually articulate the end of this and bend it so you can take the flashlight and look into some tough to reach spots. So that's kind of a neat feature. And also it does give you a little bit of extra reach as far as if you ever have to use the pickup tool end. Mainly what I'm using this for though is, you know, if I see a necklace that says 14K and I take the rare earth magnet and I run it along the necklace, if it sticks anywhere except maybe the clasp, because sometimes you have a spring or something in the clasp, but if it sticks anywhere else, it is not gold. You can part ways with that piece and you do not need to spend your money on that if you're looking for gold and silver. Obviously, if it's just a pretty piece that you want, that's fine, but precious metals are not magnetic. So if you're getting any attraction to the rare earth magnet except maybe the clasp, like I said, don't buy it for precious metal values. Now, if you don't want to invest in a tool like that, it wasn't that expensive anyway, but if you want to go super affordable, you can actually get a rare earth magnet pickup tool, and you can actually get this in the automotive section at the Dollar Tree. And it does the same thing as far as telescoping out, because that's what it's made for, is to pick up tools and nuts and bolts and stuff. But this will still serve that same purpose, to put it up against a piece of jewelry, and if it sticks, you know, you don't have any precious metals to worry about. Another thing is going to be a jeweler's loop, magnification of some sort. This isn't my favorite one, but it was the one I had handy for the video. There are a number of different designs, but this one slides open and then a little light comes on to help you see the hallmarks. It's got a couple of different magnifications, so you just, you know, obviously pick up a piece and use the light to get an eye for the hallmarks and see what's going on there. Definitely important if you're going to be doing the jewelry in particular, but you can also use this to closely examine sports cards, you know, any number of things where condition is important. Look at coins to see the details, see a date or a mint mark. And then the last thing that has to do with the precious metals idea is a digital scale, little folding pocket scale. So if you just fold it up like that, it slides right into the little bag we have here. And you're going to want a scale that measures in 1/100ths of a gram instead of just tenths of a gram, because you're going to want the most precise weight possible, especially if you're going to be dealing in gold and platinum. The prices of those metals are so high, you need to be exact about what your piece weighs. That way you know exactly what your profit margins are. Silver, you know, the price is a lot lower, so you can work with tenths of a gram, but for gold and platinum, you definitely want to be in the hundredths of a gram. Those are the items that I take with me personally to every single auction. That's my essentials kit. If there's anything else that you suggest bringing to an auction, let us know in the comments. That way we can help everybody prepare the best auction bag possible, the best toolkit. Of course, you know, with everything going on right now, hand sanitizer, you know, things like that, good ideas. A spare mask would be a good idea as well. But in general, if there's anything else that you can think of that you would bring to an auction in your toolkit, let us know down below.
Your number one tip for shopping at an auction, or bidding at an auction, I should say.
Scout out the old ladies first.
Scout them out.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I mean, get in front of them so they can see.
How about like not bidding more than your budget, or?
Well, I bid $1 on this whole box. So.
And let's see what you got. Show us what you got.
Got a puzzle, yarn, photo album, letters. Definitely $1 worth.
All right.
Shut up and sit down.